Welcome to the Deep Dive. And today, specifically for our English Learning Podcast listeners, we're diving into a topic that's, well, pretty relevant for everyone. What do you do on the weekend in English? We've been looking through quite a bit of stuff, research stories, basically trying to understand how people spend their leisure time. Our goal today is really to explore those weekend habits and maybe uncover some, surprising things. It's not just what we do, but maybe why and how it affects us. Plus, we want to equip you with some useful English phrases to talk about your own weekends.
Exactly, because talking about your weekend, it's such a common thing in everyday English conversation, isn't it? It's how we connect.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that Monday morning chat. We're planning ahead. So let's maybe start by looking at some real-life examples. Think of these like snapshots of different weekend styles we found. First up, let's think about someone like Alex. We saw this story where he went to the beach with his family. They were like building sandcastles, collecting seashells, swimming in the sea. He even tried surfing.
Wow, sounds busy. But in a good way, maybe. That's quite an active approach.
Yeah, the active explorer, perhaps.
Yeah.
It seems really intentional, getting out, doing physical things, new experiences, breaking the routine.
And what's interesting there, I think, is the mix. It's physical, yeah, but also it's often family time, maybe in nature, like the beach. Our sources suggest this kind of active rejuvenation. It's great for creativity, for bonding.
Right, not just about like burning off energy. It feeds the mind, too.
Definitely. It's that problem-solving through play idea.
Okay, so contrast that with, say, Bella. Her weekend was much quieter, stayed home, read an adventure book, and she helped her mom in the garden, planting flowers and vegetables. She mentioned feeling good, being close to nature.
Okay. So the quiet seeker, maybe? This sounds like what some sources call restorative leisure.
Restorative leisure.
Well, it's about deliberately slowing down, doing things that need focus but aren't, high stress, grounding yourself. That feeling of being close to nature, even just in a garden. Research backs that up. Green spaces really do seem to lower stress.
Even small ones.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, then totally different again, we have Carlos.
Right.
He went biking in the park with friends, they had races, explored new trails, then played a soccer match, and had a picnic.
Okay, so definitely not quiet. Very social, very active. The social dynamo, perhaps.
Yeah, I like that. It seems like the key here is the shared activity, the energy of being with others.
Exactly, that collective effervescence idea, that buzz you get from doing something together. The biking, the soccer, the picnic, it's all about connection and, well, vitality. A good way to fight off feeling isolated, maybe.
Makes sense. And one more type, let's call it the cozy connector. Daisy, her weekend, baking cookies with her sister.
It's nice.
Chocolate chip and peanut butter, apparently. And they worked on a big puzzle, watched their favorite movie together. All very home-based, very relaxed connection.
Yeah, and that highlights the home as a sanctuary, doesn't it? That idea of deep nesting comes up sometimes, creating a safe, comfortable space for, easy intimacy.
So the puzzle or the movie, they're not just killing time.
No, I think they're more like facilitators. They create a context for just being together, relaxed, sharing attention without much pressure, building that sense of belonging.
Wow. So quite a range there. Active exploring, quiet seeking, social energy, cozy connecting. It really shows how differently people recharge, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, and it makes you wonder, are these fixed types? Or do we maybe need a bit of each across different weekends to feel, truly balanced?
That's a great question, finding that balance. Okay, so we've heard these stories. Now let's think about the language we use to talk about weekends in English. This is really useful stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And the verbs used in those stories are a good starting point, like Alex at the beach.
Right, he went swimming.
Exactly. To swim, pretty straightforward. Moving through water using your body. Alex enjoyed swimming in the sea. A really common weekend activity, especially in summer.
Okay, good one. And Bella in the garden.
She was.
To plant. She helped her mom plant vegetables, so putting seeds or plants in the ground so they can grow. Another great verb for talking about gardening hobbies.
Got it. And Carlos, he was active.
Yeah, he rode his bike. So, to ride. You sit on something like a bicycle or maybe a horse and control its movement. Carlos rode his bike in the park. Very common for active weekends.
Okay. And Daisy, at home.
She baked cookies. So, to bake, that means cooking food using dry heat, usually in an oven, like cakes, bread, cookies. Daisy and her sister baked cookies.
Making me hungry now. And they also.
They watched a movie. To watch. Meaning to look at something for a time, usually something entertaining like a film, TV, or maybe a sports game. Daisy watched a movie with her family.
Perfect. So swim, plant, ride, bake, watch. Really common verbs for weekend chat. If you listen back to the stories, you'll hear them. Definitely. And it's not just the verbs. It's also how we talk about time. Past weekends versus future plans.
Right. Let's get into that. How do we usually ask about someone's weekend after it's happened?
Well, typically we use the simple past tense. Really common questions you'll hear, especially Monday morning, are things like, did you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, or how was your weekend?
Exactly. Or maybe a bit more direct. What did you do last weekend? Sometimes, a bit more informally, what did you get up to last weekend?
Get up to, yeah, that's a good one. And then if they say, yeah, it was good, you might ask follow-up questions, right?
For sure. Still using the past tense, like, oh, really? What did you do? Or where'd you go? Or who did you see?
Maybe, did you like it? Or did you enjoy it? Especially if they mention something specific, like trying a new park or activity.
Yeah, it's all that simple past tense for things that are finished. We went to the zoo, I visited my parents, they played soccer.
Okay, that makes sense for looking back. What about looking forward? Asking about plans for the coming weekend.
Right. For future plans, especially immediate ones like the upcoming weekend, we often use going to.
Okay, so questions like,
You might ask, do you have any plans for the weekend? That's quite general.
or maybe, what are you up to this weekend? Similar to the past tense one, but for the future.
Exactly. Or more directly with going to, what are you going to do this weekend?
And people might answer.
Using going to as well. Oh, we're going to go skiing, or I think we're going to watch that new horror movie.
We're going to play video games all weekend.
Aha, yeah, that too. Or we're going to have friends over. It signals that intention, that plan for the near future.
Great. So simple past for looking back, going to for looking ahead. That's super useful for those everyday conversations.
Definitely. And beyond the basic tenses, there are loads of common expressions and phrasal verbs that make talking about weekends sound much more natural in English.
Yeah, let's get into those. Like you hear people say had a night in or had a night out. What's the difference there?
Good examples. Had a night in just means you stayed at home. You know, maybe relaxing, watching TV, reading, just chilling out at home.
Right. Versus had a great night out or evening out, which obviously means you went somewhere for fun.
Exactly, like a party, maybe dinner at a restaurant, maybe even clubbing. It implies being out, usually socializing.
Okay. And what about phrasal verbs? Those 2 or 3 word verbs that are so common.
Oh yeah, loads of those relate to weekends. Think about home stuff first, like to clean up or to tidy up.
The weekend chores.
Sometimes, yeah. You might say, we spent Saturday cleaning up the garden, or I need to tidy up the spare room before my parents visit. It's about making things neat or clean.
Got it. Sometimes necessary. What about relaxing ones?
Well, related to staying home, there's to stay in. It often implies a deliberate choice not to go out. I was so tired after the week, I decided to just stay in. Or maybe the weather's bad.
Makes sense. And similar is to chill out, right?
Yeah, to chill out is really common. It just means to relax, unwind, take it easy. We just chilled out on Sunday, watched some movies. Very informal and relaxed.
And to wind down, is that the same?
Similar, but to wind down often implies relaxing after a period of stress or activity, like winding down at the end of the week, trying to forget about work or school, preparing to relax.
Okay, I see the nuance. What about social phrasal verbs?
Right. If you invite people to your home, you have someone over. We're having friends over for dinner on Saturday.
So it implies guests at your place.
Yes, which is different from to meet up with someone. That usually means arranging to see someone outside your home at a specific time and place. Let's meet up for coffee, or I'm meeting up with Sarah at the cinema.
Okay, and to catch up with someone.
To catch up with someone usually means finding out their news, what they've been doing since you last spoke properly. It was great to catch up with my cousin. You're sharing updates. Sometimes it can also mean physically reaching someone who is ahead of you, but in weekend chat, it's usually about news.
Gotcha. One more.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see people unexpectedly, right?
Yeah. You might bump into someone or run into someone. It means meeting them by chance, without planning it. I bumped into my old teacher at the supermarket.
Right. Bump into, run into. Good ones for those surprise meetings. These phrases really do add color, don't they?
They make it sound much more natural, yeah. Instead of just saying, I saw my teacher, I bumped into her, adds that element of surprise.
So thinking about all these activities and ways of talking, the sources we looked at really did cover a huge range of things people do. It wasn't just those 4 archetypes.
Yeah.
Definitely not. We saw mentions of like deep dives into reading or writing short stories, fantasy, whatever, or getting really into video games, racing games, fighting games.
Which can be incredibly engaging, right?
Yeah,
That idea of getting into a flow state, completely absorbed, it's not mindless, it can be quite strategic or creative.
absolutely. And then there's cultural stuff too.
Yeah.
Going to the theater, doing karaoke, which is more about the fun than the skill, usually.
Haha, yes. Shared joy, maybe a bit of letting go, plus playing team sports, like basketball came up too.
And it wasn't all big activities either. The sources also mention, the power of simple things, like visiting a museum or trying a new local restaurant.
Or even quieter things like bird watching, or just
Yeah.
having a coffee and a good chat with a friend. It doesn't have to be elaborate or expensive to be restorative.
Yeah. It really seems the main point coming through is that weekends are, well, they're really valuable. More than just not working.
Exactly. They're crucial for our psychological well-being, for recharging physically and mentally. The key isn't maybe packing every second, but finding what genuinely restores you, what fills your cup.
Whether that's being really active or really quiet or social or solo.
Right? Being intentional about it, finding what brings you joy, what helps you reflect or connect. If we take care of ourselves during that time, it really does set us up better for the week ahead, gives us that energy and enthusiasm.
It's like a necessary reset button.
Pretty much. A
Right.
self-care ritual, whatever shape it takes for each person.
That's a really positive way to look at it.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a saying, something like, time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time.
I like that. It challenges that constant pressure to be productive, doesn't it? Maybe relaxing is productive in its own way.
Yeah. So maybe something for you, the listener, to think about. How do you spend your weekends? Do you see yourself in Alex, Bella, Carlos, or Daisy? Or are you a mix? And are you using that time in a way that truly recharges you? We hope exploring all this, the different styles, the language, the phrasal verbs, helps you not only talk about your weekends more easily in English, but also maybe think about them a little differently. Feel free to share your favorite weekend activities in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Thanks so much for joining us on the Deep Talk today. Until next time, we wish you happy, healthy, and restorative weekends.